Welcome to the Cave Crew Radio pre-show. We are about to go live on cavecrewradio.com, YouTube and Facebook. Please share the show and remember to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. And please leave us your comments too. Get ready. It's going to be another big show with all the latest hot topics, pop culture and weird news. Ladies and gentlemen, and I use that term loosely, here are your hosts, DK and the Big B.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's DK. I'm here with Big B.
Hi there.
On the exclusive pre-show. We got a great show ahead for you. We got a lot of stuff to get to. And whether or not we get to it, well, we'll find out later. I'm in the middle of thunder snow right now.
It's like an AC/DC song, but different.
I'm starting to believe in climate change.
Yeah, climate change is real, just not the reason why they tell you it's real.
I know. I'm just teasing you. But anyway, you have some good news for us. You and I are both fans. And I think a lot of our listeners are too. We used to really enjoy a show called Live PD. And then it was like removed during all the liberal bullshit that was going on.
And that's a perfect way to describe it, liberal bullshit. When they were all canonizing a career criminal, the huge anti-cop sentiment went out, and they pulled shows. These ultra left-wing networks like A&E pulled Live PD off the air because it was a cop show.
Because you and I would go off the air, we'd be tired, we might have a bit of a buzz, we were going to get a bite to eat, and what would we fall asleep to? And like we said in the past, we fall asleep to TV. We would have Live PD.
Right. And it was awesome. And, it was on Fridays and Saturdays. So on Saturdays, we'd be messaging each other. Oh, did you see this? Look at this guy. What about this guy in Missouri? Whatever it is. And it was great. It was a great show. They took it off the air. It took a while to come back, but it came back under a new iteration called On Patrol Live, because I guess the A&E network owns the Live PD moniker.
Which makes sense. They're licensing names like they do in wrestling and pro sports.
Right. So it's rebranded. It's the same hosts, but just rebranded as On Patrol Live. Same premise. You're following various police departments throughout the country. They go from place to place depending on where the action is. They have highlights from like earlier in the week, and they have the crime of the week and all this. Same exact premise, same exact show, just on what is called the Reels Network. The Reels Network is REELZ.
I don't know if I can get that. I'm gonna write it.
Right. So I couldn't get it either because I don't have a cable package. I've cut the cord and I'm streaming, so I don't have a cable package. So anytime On Patrol Live or Live PD is in the news, like I see a news article for it, I read it because at the end they say where you can watch the show. And just in case I missed one or something. So earlier in the week, I happened to be reading one of the stories, and on the bottom it's giving out where you could watch it, and it's DirecTV, Dish, all of this, and then it says they signed a deal with Freecast.
Okay, never heard of them either.
I'd never heard of Freecast, so I looked into it. It's an app that you can download on your phone. I have Apple TV, for my TV, so I can download it on that. If you have a Fire Stick, you can download it on your Fire Stick.
I do have a Fire Stick, yep.
So it's an app, and what it does is it grabs channels, like over-the-air channels, like the free channels. It grabs a lot of that programming and puts it all into the one app. And it also has, small deals with various other channels they call the value channels. And there is nothing on this app that I will watch. I've looked through it all. It's all crap. Except for they have the Reels channel, which hosts On Patrol Live.
And this is free.
Free, completely 100% free. There is no trial. All I did was sign up. I didn't put in any credit card information. I'm not going to be charged in 30 days. It is 100% free.
All right, so free cast and then get reels.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're looking for On Patrol Live.
Right. And I'm watching. It's on now. It's a repeat from, like, I guess the prior weeks, because it doesn't come on live until 9 p.m. But I am now able to watch the new iteration of Live PD. And I would say for you I don't know if it's up in Canada, if you can get it. Like, it's an app. You can obviously download it.
Right.
I don't know the capabilities of it up in Canada, but I would say give it a try. It's, like I said, 100% free. You don't have to add in credit card information. All you do is just sign up, username, password, and you're in.
I got one of my favorite all-time shows.
Oh, it was great, and we both lamented that it was no longer on the air. We couldn't watch it. My wife loved the show, so she's all excited now. She's upstairs watching it too. So we're all very excited now. We can watch this. So look up the app called Freecast.
Yes.
And give it a try. Let us know if you can get it in Canada.
I will. I'll check it out tomorrow. And because to me, it's like one of those shows, there's no big game. There's no movie you want to watch. There's no other thing. And it's just no brain on it. And it's like reality, but it's fun.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah. Oh, I miss Live PD.
And I downloaded it on Wednesday or whatever it is. So tonight's the first night. They have the Reels channel has old episodes of Cops from the 90s and all of this stuff on it. But tonight's the first night where they have any type of Live PD or On Patrol Live previous episode. So I've been watching that today.
All the same hosts though.
All the same hosts,
yeah.
Except the one. I forget his name, Tom something or other. The black dude that was on there. He couldn't come on the show because he's doing another show and they had a scheduling conflict. So he's not on the show. So they got one of the officers from South Carolina. He may be retired now, but he's on there to replace that Tom dude.
Never forget when the guy cut his ponytail and put it in his glove box.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
And of course, the all-time favorite excuse, these are not my pants.
Yes. See, I can't wait. Then there was one time someone was hiding inside a wall. It was a great show.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And this is, from everything I've been watching today, is the exact same show. Nothing has changed from Live PD that we came to know and love until this iteration. Now, nothing has changed except the channel and the name.
All right. We're going to check that out, ladies and gentlemen. On Patrol Live is the name of the show. If you have the same interest as Big B and I. Listen, we got a big show coming up, ladies and gentlemen. We do have the return of Twitter Shits. We do have Talking FLA if time permits. We got a lot to get to. And, of course, we have our own weird news, which we hope you look to. And you can find us easily on YouTube, on our homepage, and on Facebook. And we are free to air as well, as far as I know, without commercials. They're starting to play commercials on our podcasts, but and we get no kickback. But I guess that's the price of doing business, getting your podcast server for free.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It's time to play. Let me just hit all. I forgot about Pulse FM. Okay, forgot about good old England there for a second.
Hi, England.
Pulse FM, right?
Pulse Talk
FM. My apologies. We're not live yet.
Oh.
Now we are.
Hi, England.
Good evening, England. I'm trying to find my buttons. Here we go.
Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
Bam! We are back again for number 10. Cave Crew Radio, Season 10. Let's go. CaveCrewRadio.com.
This is radio. Cave Crew Radio.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of the men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the masculine feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gonna go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clement, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DK. I'm live from my cave here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, amidst the snow thunder. If you missed it on the pre-show, you missed some great information on the pre-show, and I'm very worried about my co-host that he's going to be distracted tonight, but hopefully we will keep him engaged enough just to get through the show. We are live on Pulse Talk FM over in England. We're live on cavecrewradio.com, on YouTube, on Facebook, and we're always available wherever great podcasts can be found. Mike Jolitz is here with a double feature tonight. We also have some great stuff coming around, including our regular features. But before we get to that, ladies and gentlemen.
And now, he is the king of the sovereign county of Urian Stench and Stenchlandia, the commander-in-chief of the Water Gypsies, the self-proclaimed president of the United States, a university graduate, and always the epicenter of something. Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am King B, King of Stenchlandia and the Water Gypsies, your president-elect of the United States of America. And as always, the epicenter of something this week, or I should say this weekend. I am the epicenter of all things religious enlightenment.
Oh, dear. Is all I have to say. Oh, dear.
So my youngest son is 7, and he's making communion this year. He goes to a Catholic school, and he's making communion this year, which is a big deal. So what the school does is at various points throughout the year up until he makes communion is they have these little things you have to do. So tomorrow is a 3-hour Zoom religious retreat. I don't know
you'll probably be watching you'll probably be watching On Patrol live while it's going on.
Well, I can guarantee you I'm not going to be on it. My wife will be on it, I'm sure. Somebody has to sit my son in front of it for 3 hours. A 3-hour Zoom religious retreat. Then on Sunday is a mandatory mass, followed by another 2-hour class, I guess you could say.
You're going to have a great weekend.
So this is religious enlightenment weekend.
Hey, just bring you back to your past, right?
What past?
Well, I thought you were like raised in the Catholic Church.
I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I was an altar boy. The only reason why I was an altar boy was because I got out of class, not because I was over religious. I was never ever super religious. Even when I was a young kid, it never interested me. So, so this, and I don't remember, like, when I was in second grade, when I made communion, I don't ever remember going through all of this because I went to a Catholic school. So we didn't have to do all this extra stuff.
Everything the Catholics do is overkill. So
It's
you got to
ridiculous.
remember, I was raised as a Protestant.
Okay.
My wife did go to a Catholic school, but was not fully engaged with all their traditions, shall we say.
Mhm.
And then we entered my son into a Catholic high school. And oh my God, the shit they do. And he'd come, I need help with I don't know anything about this shit. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, Jesus was born in a manger. He was tempted for 40 days. He did his 30 years on the planet, and he was crucified. None of this shit about like burning incense and all this other crap that the Catholic Church does.
Mhm.
No offense to Catholics. I'm just not engaged with it.
And I remember when I was a kid, during Lent, there was, you can't eat meat on Fridays. And this is something my parents like held strict on.
Right.
Like, we'd have like pasta or whatever, for dinner or
Fish,
whatever.
or yeah.
Fish, yeah, whatever it was. You couldn't eat meat on Fridays. And even as a kid, I never understood why that was a bad thing. Like, if I had a hamburger on a Friday, why would I go to hell?
Right. Why was it okay to have a hamburger on Thursday and a hamburger on Saturday, but not on Friday? Because I don't know about you, but I was raised that Sunday was the Sabbath. So I would think if you're going to have a meatless day,
Mhm.
it would be the day you go to church, which is Sunday.
Well, it's, yeah, and I don't know how they figure out what day is what, but I remember when my parents were kids, you couldn't eat meat on any Friday throughout the year. It was like, and then it changed to just Lent. So I don't even know if they do that now. Like
Look,
in my son's school now, and
Big B, or a guy, or I just remember. I can't put specifics on it. I can't give you details, but I knew people that were sticking their cocks in glory holes for 6 days of the week, but they wouldn't eat meat on a Friday. And those are the hypocrites that drive me nuts. Anybody that really sticks to shit, I appreciate that. I respect it. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I respect it because you're in your discipline. But these people that are out to bars at 2-3 in the morning every night, let's go and grab I can't have a burger. It's Friday.
Right, but you can do 5 lines of cocaine. It's no big deal. But you can't have a burger.
And every time you wipe your ass, it's still slimy because you got Vaseline in there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
exaggerating, of course, like I always do, but I get it. Like, so if your routine is you're going to do this, and you stick to it, and you're a steward of the disciplines. Oh,
Yeah, no, I agree, and I didn't get it. I never got it, and I still don't. So my wife is going to handle most of this weekend, because she knows she understands I am not religious whatsoever, and that's her deal. So
is it time?
It is time.
Mrs. B presents the drink of the week.
Now, this is my favorite part, ladies and gentlemen, because I get to do some magic with the camera.
Oh, look at you.
Where I pull Big B up.
And where are you?
I can't get in there. Why is this not? Okay, wait a minute.
Okay.
Oh, this is how I do it. Here we go.
Oh, there you go.
There I am. Okay. I love being in this little corner. I feel like the devil on the Catholic shoulder.
Yes, right? I need another one on that side.
Yeah.
So this is called a banana cream pie.
Oh, very interesting.
And
Jason
it has...
Scott would love that because he's always posting shit about bananas.
Yes, he would love that. Yes. This consists of rum chata and banana liqueur, and that's it. There's what is this? Whipped cream and a cinnamon stick in there. But
what is rum chata?
It's like it's a cinnamon cream liqueur.
Okay, so it's not a true rum.
No. It's like a rum liqueur.
Okay, got you. We'll wait for the.
This is wonderful. I've had this before. This is great.
Yeah.
And it does taste like, I don't know if you like cream pies. I do. Banana cream pies are wonderful, and this tastes just like a banana cream pie.
I'm not a fan of anything that is dessert or sweet. However, a question from, I'm not sure if it was on this show or it was the other show. Did you ever find your flavored whiskey that Chris was Bacon was telling you about?
Oh, you know what? No, I haven't looked.
Okay.
I got to get the name. I forget the name of it.
Nanamo Bar Whiskey or something. You have to talk to.
Yeah. I got to get it from him. And I know you always ask, do I have more?
Yes. Well,
and I do a little bit, not much.
Is that the kid's sippy cup from when he was like 3?
No, this is one of those GNC like shake things. It should have a ball in there to. Oh, it does have the ball in there.
Oh, I remember those from when like my mother used to have Tupperware parties.
Yeah, it's something like that, but it's got the little ball, the mixer ball. So when you have your protein drink, it aerates it. Thank you. She's teaching me the ways of the ball inside this stupid GNC cup.
Right. There's a purpose to it.
Wonderful cream pies are wonderful.
Yes. Now, is there an actual pie when the show is over?
No, there is not.
No. So this is your way of saying I'm giving up on things. I'm not eating pie anymore, but a little sip. But what did you call it? Rum chunyard?
Rum chata.
Rum chata.
CHATA.
All right. I do have I got to watch our clock because we got a lot to get to. I don't even know if I'm going to do it.
Oh, I think you should.
You think I should? All right.
I do.
Say I could skip it. But I guess if we don't get to talking FLA, we'll have like 40 of them next week. And we got to leave people hanging. So my little title to my next thing I wanted to tell you about, I got to go back and chat. I could have swore I told you to write this down.
I don't remember.
My wife, my sister, and not one, not two, 3 lesbians.
I'm dying to hear this story.
I'm going to try not to make this too long of a story. So my sister, she's a little bit older. She's the one trying to get us to go down to Florida in April with her next month. I guess that would be to see my cousin, and great lady. We have some, shall I say, diversity in the family. We don't all get along. Of my 4 sisters, this is the one I still talk to. Anyway, and she was in Florida and came back, and we took her out to dinner to a nice little place called the Walkerville Eatery, and anyone local know it. It's great. It's got sliders. It's got gourmet pizzas. It's great drinks. And we're out there, and we're in this little corner, and I know the chef there, by the way, and the bartender sings as he's serving drinks. He does like his own karaoke, but he's got a great voice, and he's very entertaining. Anyway, all of that is neither here nor there. But my sister, like I said, she's older, doesn't get out a lot, doesn't know a lot of people. You would think my wife or I, like when we go out, would run into people we know. So the first one that comes up to my, hey, and Joe is her name, Joanne. Hey, Joe, great to see you. And we're all there, and we're sitting, and we turn, and she introduces us. And again, remember, us two are kind of like the black sheep of the family. So after this one woman leaves, she explains to me that this is the ex-wife of a cousin who was like a meth addict or something, and my sister was very flattered that this lady remembered her and came and talked to us, and seemed like a very nice lady to me. Then later on, just a quick background: my niece, who lives in Calgary, who is with a man, was once she made the Canadian Olympic wrestling team.
Oh, nice.
But she was injured, and now she's a coach of disabled athletes in Canada. Does a great job. Haven't seen her in like forever. Anyway, 3 of her friends approach us to where we're sitting. I'm ashamed of this, but for the longest time, I thought my niece was a lesbian. She has short hair. She was a wrestler. Never had a boyfriend, yada, 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 yada. But anyway, she's with a guy now. They're in a great relationship. They own a house. However, the friends were what I originally suspected. So I'm here with 3 lesbians, nicest girls you ever meet, in their, let's say, late 20s. They're talking to my sister, who everyone loves. She's a great gal. Always had an open door at her house, whatever. Anyway, as the night progresses, this is where it gets good. These girls came and left, kind of like just came over, kept talking to us. It's like a restaurant bar, right? So we're done eating. We're just having a couple drinks. My wife and my sister are catching up. I'm a little bored. I'm out of the loop.
And now, are you sitting at a table or are you sitting at the bar?
We're kind of at a bar. Yeah, we're at the bar. Okay. And you know, my wife and my sister are talking. They love to gossip. They just gossip about family, and I just have no time for any of that shit. I just don't talk to people. Anyway, these young ladies kept coming over, and big shout out to CN Green, by the way.
Oh, there you go. Haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, we love when people come back and hang out with us. Anyway, so we're hanging out at the bar. These girls keep coming back. We're now in the drink phase. We're beyond dinner. I'm not driving. I'm having some shots. I'm having some beers. I'm having a good time listening to the bartender do his karaoke. Anyhow, these girls start kind of like migrating on me on either side. And I'm not a dancer. You know, a good tune comes on. I'm kind of doing this. And they're kind of like, I don't know what you call it, but they're like really getting close to me, you know, and this is really cool. They're not bad looking girls. They're young. Right. My wife doesn't give a shit because she knows they're not going to bring me home. One night I'd go, oh, I'm going to go outside and have a smoke. And this one kept following me. And at one point, you know, you might say I might have had some hope. I'm like, hey, maybe she swings both ways and I can just in case I get a hall pass. But all she's doing is talking about her ex as her. Anyway,
right.
Great night. The girls are around me. I feel I'm probably blushing the whole time. I'm not. It's been a few years since I've been the popular guy on the strip. And, you know, anyone around us would have said, the guy's with his fucking wife and his sister. And he's got 3 girls literally surrounding him and grinding him.
Were they actually grinding on you?
They were getting close, man. They were like, anyway, I came home and I said to my wife, I think I'm a lesbian. I obviously attract them. I'm a wee bit hairy in my book for a definition of a lesbian, but it was the coolest thing because look, I wasn't looking to screw around with my wife. I wasn't looking to rape or any of that shit. The questions I always get asked, right? But I got these 3 girls on either side of me. I feel like I'm Dr. Smith in Lost in Space, like I'm grooving out to it. My wife don't give a shit because she knows they don't like cock.
Right. So did you find out why they were doing this? Was it just to have fun with you?
I think they were just having fun. I think I'd like to think I'm a fun guy, right? Like, so I was just hanging out there. I was jamming. I'm singing songs. Again, the other 2 ladies that I was with were too busy gossiping about everything they could imagine to gossip on. And I'm just here with the 3 of them, and we talked a little bit. And look, I'm not being prejudiced. They're normal people, right? It's just our sexual orientation is different.
Right.
We talked about stuff, we laughed, we danced. The only thing that's not going to happen is there's no prize at the end, right?
Of course. Now I have a question. What did your wife say? Obviously, knowing that you wouldn't do anything, and they're not sexually attracted to you because they are not attracted to men. What did your wife say when you got home?
She thought it was hilarious.
Right. That's what I figured.
Her and my sister kept turning around. This is great, and I don't dance. I kind of move my shoulders or something like I'm not by no means going to be on America's Got Talent or anything like that. But they thought it was funny. I was having fun. I was really, I'm like, wow, like I got my own harem all of a sudden. And no harm, no foul. Great people. Love to hang out with them again. But the weirdest thing, I got to say, the absolute, I was a lesbian, what was that one show? Undercover Boss.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I felt like undercover lesbian.
Oh, my goodness. So wait, I have another question. Now, you said there was drinks flowing. Everybody was having a good time. Obviously, I don't know your wife, and I certainly don't know your sister. Are they the type of people that would kind of pull a prank on you and tell them, look, go grind up on him and kind of mess around with him a little bit and see what he does, see what he says?
I would say no, but anything's possible. Because they could tell I was having the time of my life.
Right.
It's like I was still playing hockey, girls flocking around me. Back in those days, girls had other ideas, other things happen. But when you're getting old like us, Big B, it felt good. Even though it was almost like watching strippers through plexiglass in like what's that then? Turkey or wherever that where's that Sin City?
Vegas.
Fecky, Facebook, ditch my old accounts. Short side.
It's got to be.
That's
definitely England.
Yeah.
Hello, chaps. That's England. Is that short side? Because we just see Facebook user.
Yeah. If you're short side, give us a thumbs up. If not, it might be that Irish guy.
Oh.
Yes.
Short side.
Short side, you've to return to the show where I can tell you I'm a lesbian.
You were a lesbian for a night.
Yes.
You were an honorary lesbian.
Yeah. Anyway, so anyone that tells us like we're unaccepting and we're, as much as we pick on people and as much as we pick on things, it was the most fun I've had in like forever. And like my wife, she didn't, like I said, she didn't care. What did he say?
He said he forgot to log in the chat, so his name doesn't pop up. He says, you look like a dyke.
Well, I would need some estrogen treatment, I believe. But anyway,
Oh my goodness.
I appreciate that compliment, Short Side. And it is great to see you. CN Green from Manitoba, Canada, and Short Side from England with us in chat. I don't give a shit if no one else listens.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
I didn't mean to babble, but I felt that you needed the backstory, and yeah, it was fun. It was a fun night. And who was driving? My wife. She didn't drink a lot, um, and everyone had a great time, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of good food, a lot of good drinks, and yeah, I might have been. I don't even know if I'm aroused. I don't even remember because, like I said, what was that Sylvester Stallone movie where they're sitting by each other and they're like doing it, but they can't have sex? Was Judge Dredd, or right?
No. That was fuck. What was the name of that movie? I love that
You
movie.
know what I'm talking about?
Yes, when he was a cop and he got frozen, and then he got thawed out in the future.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I hate to do that to you, but that's how I felt anyway, ladies and gentlemen. I was a lesbian for a day.
Oh, it's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't fucking.
I know it wasn't Judge Dredd.
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. That was it. Yes. That's how I felt. Anyway.
Now, wait. So, did you know they were lesbian when they came up to the table at first, or did your sister have to let you know? Like, was it obvious?
I had my suspicions, okay? Because so the one had really short hair, but like I told you, I had suspicions of my niece, and she's completely heterosexual. I had my suspicions when the one came. I don't remember any of their names. One's a nurse, one's a teacher. And they got great jobs too, by the way. And she introduced, and here's the part. I wish Isbia was in chat. I don't know if she introduced her as her wife or her husband, but it wasn't my partner.
Okay.
It was definitely a wife or a husband. I can't remember which it was. And so, of course, then I'm like, aha. But then the third girl came in who was visiting from London, Ontario, which is a town about 2 hours away. I wasn't sure where she fit in, maybe a friend. I'm friends with them now, and I'm straight. So, anyway, turns out she's the same as them. Whether they're having a menage a trois back at the house afterwards, I never got into that shit. That's none of my business. It was a great night. That's all I got to say.
You were a lesbian for a night.
I had a ball. I mean, I like my buddies when they come and we sit by the campfire and talk sports and fart and all that shit. It's always a good time, and the wives are there and they're doing their stuff, and then we all whatever. Love playing a game. I like hanging out with lesbians. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm sure there's bad lesbians and good lesbians, just like there are everything. But I'm okay. You ask me to go to a lesbian bar, I'm cool because I think they'll like me. And I maybe I'm their little poodle. I have no idea what I am, what purpose I served, but we had a great time.
Now, if they invited you to like the gay pride parade or something like that, would you happily go with them and
I would,
arm in arm with them march?
Maybe it'd be weird if it was guys, guy friends.
Right.
I think if there's guys doing that, I would have flipped out. I would have taken an Uber and I would have been out of Dodge. But because I'm cool with females, and like I said, they do their own thing. My wife was cool, and it's kind of a great thing. It's like a hall pass without the ultimate prize, right?
I guess.
Yeah, like you're right there. Your wife is right there beside you. It's like she's Stevie Wonder or Helen Keller. She doesn't see a thing I'm doing. I'm fucking jiving out with these, and these chicks were pretty hot, by the way. Anyway, and then you go home. It's really cool. It's like going to the library.
So would you say you had a better night that night with those chicks than you would have had at a strip club, because it's the same concept.
Yes.
Except no nudity.
Because we were talking and we got to know each other and we shared interests and jobs and yada yada huda. It was really cool.
Got it. Okay.
They were my private dancers, my dancers for money.
Oh my God.
Anyway, we got other shit to get to. I'm sorry. Sometimes things take a backseat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure we're going to miss some things, but Mike Jolitz puts a lot of work into what he does. So the first thing we're going to get into is Mike's news. Oh, I lost him. There he is. Let's do Mike reads the news and get a sip of our drinks. Ladies and gentlemen, hang on. I got to find my switch. Here we go.
And now, Cave Crew Radio presents Mike Reads the News with Mike Jolitz.
Hello, Cave Crew Radio. How are you doing, DK? And how's it going, Sir Big B? And guys, today is Friday, March the 3rd. Yeah, already March. So anyway, it is now time for news. Jake Paul lost to Tommy Fury on Sunday night in a split decision in Saudi Arabia. He's now like 26,001 in his professional fake fighting career. The NAACP Image Awards were on TV last weekend. Once again, I missed it. No, I didn't. Saw Cocaine Bear with my son on Friday night. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't great, but it was good. It was enjoyable. Harvey Weinstein got sentenced to 16 more years in jail last week. Him and R. Kelly both got more time added. Sucks to be them. Don Lemon is back on CNN in the mornings on a show called The Morning Wipe. They get less listeners than I do. Pittsburgh area nudists are again hosting their balls out naked bowling night at the Crafton Ingram Lanes, April 23rd. Pre-sale is $20 and $25 at the door for what is sure to be a sausage fest. Lori Lightfoot, aka Beetlejuice, has been ousted as the mayor of crappy Chicago. She said it's because of her race and gender. Yeah, it has nothing to do with the crime rate and low approval ratings. Okay. And finally in the news, Justin Queefer canceled the remaining dates on the 2023 Justice World Tour. Thank you. Take care of yourself and please take all the time that you need, Justin. Alrighty, guys, that does it for the news. It is now time for a few tidbits. They're not news. They're just little tiny pieces of shit. Yeah. LeBron James is out for the season. He hurt his vagina. Oh, yeah. The Weeknd is the first artist to have 100 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Who? Oh, yeah. And finally, in the tidbits, McDonald's is bringing back that triple cheeseburger. Oh, boy. Those are yummy. Alrighty, guys, that does it for this. Mike Reads the News. Tschüss, ciao, and auf Wiedersehen. I will be back next week with some more news for you guys. Later. Bye-bye.
The one and only Mike Reads the News. Jason Scott and Amanda were going to see Cocaine Bear. I have no interest in that.
I want to know if from the preview it looked like it was a comedy. So, Mike, if you're listening, if you can chime in chat or just message me when you do listen to it. Was it a comedy? Because that's what it looked like it was supposed to be.
Message us in group, by the way. I'd like to know as well. I'd also like to know where to find, Mike Jolitz's podcast interview. Because he won't even come on this show. He was on here briefly. I told you that last week. Like, I was alone one week, and he popped on and talked to me for like 5 minutes. And then, but I've never had a chance to like really interview the guy. And how we don't get the exclusive after all we've been through together. I'm a little bit hurt.
Mike is very, very popular.
Oh, he's huge. But I mean, I thought at least he hooked us up with that song. I mean,
Which
he
is
does a
great.
lot for us. He helps us out on the other show, the hockey show. He does Sports Minute. He does the news. Twitter Shits is coming up in a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Short Side, if you're still out there, this is probably a segment you have not heard yet, unless you've been downloading a brand new segment from end of last year. I can't remember the last time I saw a Short Side.
It's been a while. It's been a little while.
Yeah. Anyway, it's our turn to drop into our news, ladies and gentlemen, and we have some stories to get to tonight, and here we go.
Behind the headlines this week in Weird News.
And I think I have everything queued up, and as always, Big B will give you a running theme as we go along. First story here, poor fella was stranded at sea for quite a long time. But that's not why we're telling the story. The story has more to it, as Big B will tell us.
Yes, and originally, before I read the story, I wasn't going to add this in, but once I read it, I had a very obvious question. So I'm going to read the story, and then I'm going to ask my very obvious question.
Excellent. Okay. And of course, I'm as oblivious to all this as you are. And that's the fun part when we have questions, because if they don't answer it in the story, we're going to answer it for you.
We're going to make up our own conclusion.
Yeah.
First story of the night comes from the New York Post. The headline reads, Heinz asks fans to find sailor who survived weeks at sea on ketchup so they can buy him a new boat. Maybe they should try sending him a message in a ketchup bottle. Heinz put out an SOS alert in its search for a sailor who survived weeks lost at sea on little more than ketchup and spices.
Yeah, I heard like ketchup and garlic salt or something.
Yeah, they tell you what it is in here. Oh, fucking ads. We need your help tracking down an amazing man with an amazing story, the company recently wrote on Instagram. Heinz wants to celebrate his safe return home and help him buy a new boat, but we can't seem to find him. So we're setting this message adrift into the sea of the internet, because if anyone can help us find him, it's you. Elvis Francois, what the fuck? There we go. Elvis Francois from the Caribbean island of Dominica was making repairs to his sailboat off the island of St. Martin in the Netherlands Antilles in December when the currents pulled his vessel out to sea. Stranded at sea for 24 days, the 47-year-old man survived by eating ketchup, garlic powder, and Magi seasoning cubes. He also drank rainwater that he managed to gather in a cloth. The seaman was eventually spotted by a passing plane after he wrote help on the sailboat's hull, according to Colombian officials. He was rescued by the Colombian Navy roughly 120 nautical miles northwest of La Guardia Peninsula. Heinz said that it had reached out to the government of Dominica and the Colombian Navy for help in locating Francois, but the mission so far has been a wash. We've reached an impasse in our search for Elvis Francois, but we know he's still out there. Now we need your help in tracking him down so we can help buy him a new boat.
Isn't that nice?
It's a wonderful story. Nothing really humorous or, that we normally do. But again, I have an obvious question. He's lost at sea on a fucking boat that is a sailboat.
Yes.
Raise the sails.
Yeah.
Let the wind take you away.
The motor don't work. You raise the sails.
He's saying they're doing repair. In the story, it says he was doing repairs. Obviously, it wasn't repairs to holes in the ship or anything, because the currents took it out to sea.
Right.
So it was seaworthy.
Yeah.
So maybe some repairs inside, like a damaged wheel or whatever it was. It's a sailboat. Now, you don't take the sails, fold them, fold them up, put them in your pocket when you're done sailing. They stay on the mast. So all you have to do is open the sails.
Just sail till you get somewhere. That's what Columbus did.
Until you hit land.
Right. Eventually, you're going to hit something. Haiti, China, Australia. You're going to get there.
And realistically, you weren't like out in the middle of the ocean and suddenly the boat died and you couldn't maneuver. You were at shore making your repairs and the tide pulled you out. So you're not that far away from fucking land to begin with.
Right. You're not in the Bermuda Triangle. You could probably fucking swim.
Right. You could have jumped out the moment you realized the boat was drifting away from the dock.
Right.
Jump out and swim.
Instead of checking your supplies and catch up. And
this is why, otherwise, if the story made sense, I wouldn't have put it because there was really nothing to the story. He was out to sea, he got rescued, whatever. But he's on a fucking boat out to sea on a boat, on a sailboat, no less, that you could just raise the sails and go back to where you were.
But here's my question. There was nothing else in the pantry except for ketchup and some spices.
How long has that ketchup been sitting there?
There wasn't peanut butter or mayonnaise or mustard or a jar of pickles.
Right. There was nothing else.
There was just only ketchup, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know.
Is this a one of those conspiracies? Maybe Heinz is,
well, no, I mean, they got pictures of the guy.
Well, I see it. He's there. And by the way, all you, life survivors or whatever you call yourselves, survivalists, how long can I last without water? How long can I last without food? There you go. What did you say? 26 days. Ketchup.
24 days with ketchup and spices. You can last 3 days without water and a couple of weeks without food, by the way.
I wonder if they'll call it. I wonder if he'd eat ketchup again after that.
I don't know. The story just doesn't make sense to me.
Anyway, you and I, at least I think we do. I'm from Canada. I put gravy on my fries. But a lot of people put ketchup on their fries and are very protective of their fries, according to this next story.
I'm trying to find it. Hold on.
Yeah, so we had a
there it is. Okay.
Girl and a guy out to eat, and the boy made a misstep, let's call it.
And by the way, you putting mayonnaise on fries is weird as shit. Everybody knows you put ketchup on French fries. Huh?
I don't put mayonnaise on fries.
That's what you just said. You put mayonnaise on fries.
No, gravy.
I thought you said mayonnaise.
Fell on a fry. I think that's a delicious flavor. I wouldn't negate it. I wouldn't waste the fry. But gravy is, if I didn't say gravy, folks, that's what I meant.
Oh, yeah. No, we have that here. It's called disco fries here. Gravy and cheese you can put on it. But in normal, like McDonald's French fries, you put ketchup.
Yeah, and salt. I get it.
That's salt, yeah.
Mayonnaise on a burger is great. But anyway, that's not part of the story.
Terrible. Next story comes from the Daily Mail. Headline reads, woman accused of running over her partner with a car because he ate one of her chips.
Which, by the way, British paper, British story. For those of you in other parts of the world, a potato chip is a crisp over there, and a chip is a fry.
Yeah. Quote, I thought she was finished. I shouldn't have asked for the chip. A man alleges his girlfriend tried to run him down with her car because he asked for a hot chip. Matthew Finn made the extraordinary claim at the Adelaide Magistrates Court on Monday, where his partner, Charlotte Harrison, faced a bail hearing charged with aggravated endangering life and driving in a reckless and dangerous manner. Mr. Flynn told the court he made the mistake of asking for and getting a chip from Mrs. Harrison's chicken and salad pack while the two were in her Subaru traveling on North Adelaide's busy Melbourne street on Sunday afternoon. I shouldn't have asked for the chip, Mr. Finn told 9 News outside the court. I had a chip and she pulled over and asked me to get out.
This is it's like a unwanted advancement.
You take one French fry, she tells you to get the fuck out of the car.
Well, in a way, would this not be a godsend? Maybe I shouldn't be seeing this woman.
Yeah, well, the crazy comes out eventually.
And when they tell you to get out, you don't just stand there. You fucking run for it.
Run. Ms. Harrison denied the allegations in court and claimed she had come to Mr. Finn's aid that day because he'd called her saying he was unwell. She said she's taking him to the hospital, but on the way, he had assaulted her in the vehicle, making her stop to let him out. Ms. Harrison's duty solicitor, what the fuck?
So wait a minute. Well, you're what the fucking? She's taking him to the hospital.
Well, according to her, remember,
Okay.
This is crazy lady.
Right. Yeah.
Miss Harrison's duty solicitor said she was not intending on harming Mr. Finn, but accidentally hit the accelerator while trying to do a U-turn on her way to notify police.
Yeah, she was going to charge him with theft.
With us, well, according to her, he assaulted her.
Okay.
The car eventually crashed into another vehicle driving in the opposite direction. She has seen him run off. She has attempted to do a U-turn and go to the Norwood police station, her duty solicitor told the court. She has, by mistake, stepped on the accelerator rather than the brake and then hit the pole as described in the CCTV footage. It's accepted that on viewing the CCTV footage that it might look like there was an attempt to endanger the complainant's life. The duty solicitor told the court Miss Harrison had told him she had allegedly been assaulted by Mr. Flynn previously and that he was a drug user who had spent time in prison.
Ooh.
Miss Harrison, this is where the crazy really, really shines.
Wait a minute. We definitely need this. This is a twist we were not expecting.
Miss Harrison, who sacked her first lawyer and then briefly represented herself before calling on the duty solicitor, told the court she should be released on bail because she complied with police and did not flee the scene of the accident.
I stabbed you, I killed you, but I waited till they came.
So I should be set free.
Right. I Magistrate, like that. I'm going to remember that. Not like I'm ever going to have a fit of rage, but I'm remembering that excuse.
There you go. Magistrate Ben Sale said he was concerned Ms. Harrison was a flight risk and that the description of the CCTV of the incident provided by police was concerning. Magistrate Sale ordered a home detention bail inquiry report and said he was likely to release her under those orders depending on the report. Ms. Harrison will conclude her bail application in the court on Friday.
See, Isby is here now, and she missed the whole lesbian story.
She did miss the whole lesbian story. Now, I have a question. Now, I have to re-ask my question.
Oh, come on. We're in the middle of another segment now.
I want to know if your wife, Isbia, and your sister put the lesbians up to messing with DK that night at the bar.
What he's asking Isbia is, did you set me up? Did you set me up with the 3 lesbians? LBGQSOR, whatever we call them. He's asking if it was a setup.
I am. And CN Green says Miracle Whip, sour cream, ketchup, barbecue sauce, different mixes for deep fried pierogies and wedges.
Yeah, I'll pass. Yeah. So see, she validates my story. They were actually friends of my sister's daughter. And I told you, her and my sister were gossiping. They love to gossip about the rest of the family. And it just puts a lot of phlegm in my head. I don't like it. So I walk and I sing a song. And these beautiful young ladies befriended me.
Well, I never said your story was wrong. I completely believed your story. I just wanted to know if her and your sister were trying to play a prank on you by getting the lesbians to rub themselves up on you.
Even she says, very nice people. I don't know how to explain it to you. It was, now I'm.
There you go. You flirted.
I was trying to change their sexual agenda. Write that one down.
See, there you go.
And I didn't work, but I had a lot of fun trying. I'm like, you know how it is. I like those mad pack. I can change you. I am DK. I've got the voice of gold and move my shoulders like you wouldn't believe.
Oh my God. You move your shoulders like you're an arthritic
Couldn't move anything
85-year-old.
else.
Jesus.
It was a good time. Are we done with this?
Yes.
I want to get into this next one. That was good though. Don't ever steal a French fry from your date, ladies and gentlemen.
Never, never.
Yeah. So now we're going to talk about actual heterosexual marriage here, ladies and gentlemen. Here is a couple that's trying to do a different kind of a marriage, let's say, and the parents just weren't buying into it, I guess.
They literally weren't buying.
They literally weren't buying into this.
And your wife says you were buzzed, by the way. The next story comes from Nar City up there in Canada. Headline reads, a parent refused to pay for a couple's nudist wedding, and people love how they drew the line. Weddings can be expensive, and it's always a big help when your parents offer to cover your costs. But at what point do they get a say because they're footing the bill? Very good question.
And I would say, if you're flipping the bill, if you're the one paying it, that gives you the right to have a say.
At least a little bit, yeah, for sure.
And then they have the right to say, "Fuck off! It's our wedding," and you have the right to say, as the father of the bride, Big B, then I'm rescinding my that I'm going to pay.
Right. Well, many Redditors would say they know exactly where to draw the line, and that's when the bride and groom decide to show up naked at the ceremony.
Why can't I get invited to a wedding like this? I had the beautiful experience last week that I told you about, and people can go back and listen to. I was in my own Shangri-La, my own little paradise. I get invited to weddings, and I see chairs there, and the bride and the groom sit down, and I go, holy fuck. The bride and the groom are sitting down. This is going to be a 3-hour freaking ceremony. Again, nothing to do with sex. This is the theme of the day, Big B. Nothing to do with being sex. I want to see, the groom and Lady Godiva romp down the aisle. We're all in tuxes and suits, and maybe she has a fig leaf, just for being cool.
Just a fig leaf,
maybe, or she can show her fish. I really don't care.
She can show her fish. Hold.
You know what I mean? Like, so I'm there, and I'm like, hey, Isabel, you got to press my shirt. We're there in our suit. We're going to have a nice prime rib meal at the end of it. We're all sitting there in the pews and, whatever that fucking march comes on. And then, the groom comes out with the minister who's got his collar and everything's legit, but the groom's he shreds his toga. He's butt naked. And then the flower girl and the ring bearer and the maids of honor all come down in their beautiful attire. And then the bride is butt naked. I'd pay to go to that wedding.
Would you pay for the wedding, though?
No.
Aha. Different story. And I do agree with your wife. Weddings are a waste of money.
Yeah, it is.
But at the time when you're doing it, I agree wholeheartedly. But at the time that you're doing it, you're all caught up in the pomp and circumstance of it. Oh, this is going to look great, and this is pictures. 25 years later, you look back. What the?
Yeah, that would have been a deposit for the house. We
right. Yeah,
we set ourselves back 10 years.
Right.
Because of this extravaganza, which is on a VHS, which I don't know where to fucking convert it, and it may have rotted by now.
Right, exactly. A Reddit user has set off a major discussion about nudity and parental expectations after basically calling out their daughter and her future husband for planning a clothing optional wedding ceremony and expecting the parent to pay for it.
Excuse me. There's a comment in chat that may be a show note. Carry on.
Oh, wait, I'm reading. Hold on. So she's not a fan of Chippendales, I would say.
She's not. She never once went to the Thunder Down Under.
She's not a Magic Mike watcher.
Although, but I've told you 100 times, she watched that 50 Shades shit where the girl's getting her butt whipped with a feather.
I remember me and her tied on the believe it or what, 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
We tied. The anonymous parent turned to Reddit's Am I the Asshole forum with their dilemma, prompting hundreds of comments from people who simply can't believe the audacity of the future married couple in the story. The user explained they initially had promised to cover $10,000 in expenses for their daughter's wedding, but things got complicated when the 27-year-old couple revealed their plans. I meant for it to be no strings attached, so as long as they agreed to cover it, if it went over budget, the parent explained. They were talking to me about planning, and they said they wanted it to be clothing optional. As in you can wear whatever you want or nothing at all. I see the puppy is enjoying this story as well.
This is Lily.
Lily is very excited by this.
She's very loving. She does not like clothing.
Lily prefers a clothing optional
wedding. Absolutely, if she had a choice, with lots of treats.
Right.
Yeah.
The parent said this couple has been hanging out with some hippie-ish friends and experimenting with nudism, but expecting parents and family to show up naked was going too far for them. Why would they want their parents and family naked?
Look, after my experience last week that I told you about, I'm completely open-minded to anything. Anything is better than the real world we live in today.
I guess.
Maybe. I don't know. What would be the opening song for the dad and the bride? They're both naked. Splish splash. I was taking a bath. I mean,
Fat Bottom Girls.
Yeah, I have no idea.
The whole thing seemed weird. They wrote. In the end, I told them that if that's what they want, I'm not going to help pay for it. I also said that I probably.
Is Mia taking CBD or something upstairs? Look at the zingers she's putting out here.
Jumbo elephant swing free willy while saying vows. Look at this.
Jeez.
People go
to titles a little bit.
I will say, she says people go to nude beaches. Yes, they do go to nude beaches, but they do that willingly, and they don't ask other people to pay for it.
Yeah, and I'd be fully clothed, by the way, if I went to a nude beach with sunglasses, so I could.
Right, and a nude beach isn't where you bring the family for a family excursion.
Right.
So it's a little bit different.
You always tell the kids, put your bathing suit back on, kids. The bluegills will bite your pickle.
Cian wants you to tease her with that.
No, no, I'm fully clothed. Well, I'm just talking about my smoke. Okay. Well,
Oh, the smoke. Okay, I didn't see it's small print on the side. I didn't see the cigarette.
I put in 60 hours if I want to smoke them. I'll smoke. Anyway,
in the end, I told them that if that's what they want, I'm not going to help pay for it. I also said that I probably wouldn't come since, no offense, I don't want to see either of them naked, and I agree.
I'm just
the
wondering, though, there's probably a lot of people in the pews that maybe would come, and you should probably supply Kleenex.
Come literally.
Yeah.
Right.
And supply Kleenex to the guests.
Right. While they're there in the
I don't
pews,
know.
while they're there in the seats, they would come.
People get aroused in strange ways.
The couple pointed out that it would be an 18-year-old plus wedding because of the nudity, but in the end, they uninvited the parent for going back on their promise and said they pay for it themselves.
Well, I got to respect that they're not allowing children. Good point. You'd end up like the girl with the French fry in house arrest, or maybe worse.
Right. But they wound up uninviting the parent.
Yeah.
What douchebag couple is, what kind of douchebag couple is this where we want some outlandish thing where we want to be naked during our ceremony, and your parents, of course, would say, no, I'm not paying for that. That's ridiculous. So you, in your selfish juvenile 27-year-old mind, said, well, I'm not going to invite you then. You took your ball and went home. I'm not inviting you.
Would you want to take your vows naked in front of your parents? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not passing judgment.
It's ridiculous. But again,
I have a hard time being naked in front of my own wife. But
this is the world.
I just don't frolic around the house all bare,
Ladies and gentlemen, try to get that vision out of your mind now.
Right.
DK naked, frolicking around his house.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure my wife would be, why the fuck don't you have any clothes on? I'm pretty sure that, in reality, there's a take your clothes off. There's a time to put. But if I was just hanging in the kitchen naked making omelets, I'm pretty sure Isabel would go, do I need to call a doctor?
Right.
Yeah.
She says the feeling's mutual. She doesn't want to frolic around the house naked either.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, it's not, front doors open, neighbors might see you, who knows, an Amazon package might come, you're not running around the house with, maybe you're in your underwear or your shorts, or you're not wearing a bra. If you're a woman, I get all that shit. But
so you're not going to get
very uncomfortable.
You're not going to get
walls are banging out my kneecaps, and
you're not going to give Ralph the mailman a surprise.
Right.
Got it. Redditors quickly flooded the comments with declarations that the parent is not the asshole because no strings attached doesn't apply when you bring nudity into it. You meant things like food, flowers, all those fun choices couples get to make, not the decision to expose themselves in front of their entire family and exclude minor family members. So again, this is kind of like, this is the world we live in where they want to have their TikTok moment. Look, I'm naked at my wedding and we did just for clicks and likes. That's all that
could you imagine there? You're the groom. You're sitting there naked with your wife, your partner for life, which you got a lot of time to get naked with. And they start clinging the glass, or they do that thing where they got to sing a song with love in it. I'm sure you've been to lots of weddings, and whenever they do that, the bride and groom got it. And I'm standing up. I'm the only one fucking naked in here. And look, I'm comfortable with my body, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm not one to walk out to grab the mail in my bears.
I don't understand it. But again, I think this is just because they want their viral moment.
They want to be social influencers. You're calling it.
That's what I think. Some users pointed out that the $10,000 was a gift that shouldn't come with conditions, although many others pointed out that nudity isn't usually something you have to bring up as a condition, and I agree. Others compared the couple's experience to the puppet wedding, another infamous am I the asshole debate about a couple who expected all of their guests to buy $500 marionettes to wear at their ceremony.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
$500 marionettes.
They wanted all their guests to buy $500 marionettes.
Which is this, right?
Yeah, it's with the string, like you'd hold the strings and you control them with that. They got that piece of wood that looks like a cross with strings hanging down, and you control the puppet like that. That's a marionette.
So we got naked bride and groom, we got marionettes, and what is, instead of like Here Comes the Bride, what are they playing? Like One Tin Soldier?
Well, this is a separate incident. This is not the naked. This is a different.
Okay.
They're comparing it to another one. Isbia says, "Ding dong, just a swinging."
Yeah, just flopping all over the place.
Imagine if that's how we had to handle everything. I'll pay her for your wedding on the condition that everyone is wearing clothes. Nobody is a Nazi. The entertainment does not consist of an R-rated mime act. Guests are not expected to bring their own puppets. The vows will not be recited in Klingon, and you do not burn an effigy of Karl Donitz during the speeches. Let me know if I've missed anything.
I can't write that shit down quick enough.
If you could please wrote that
down, nobody recites their vows in Klingon. I'd appreciate it.
Whoever wrote that post on Reddit is brilliant.
Come on the show. We need some help once in a while. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Nudist wedding. Now, again, as you know, Big B takes these things and he follows a theme.
Mm-hmm.
This is, of course, out of China. I don't know if you have possibly had or know someone that had or has a long distance relationship. It can be very lonely. Well, this device may help you.
Now, I have to admit, before I read the story, I didn't really read it in depth, but I wanted to add it because I have a question.
Just for the shock factor.
Not even for the shock, but I have a question and I have an observation about new technologies.
Right. Okay.
And who uses them.
Sure.
So this next story comes from CNN. Headline reads, web-based kissing device horrifies Chinese social media users. Want to send your faraway lover a kiss? A Chinese contraption with warm, moving silicone lips appears to have just the answer.
And before you continue, I just want to say, just to be the devil's advocate, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You've got, vibrators, and you've got pocket little vaginas, and you've got sex dolls. What's so bad about this? It's just a little kiss.
Right. Okay. The device, advertised as a way to let long-distance couples share real physical intimacy, is causing a buzz among Chinese social media users who have reacted with both intrigue and shock.
You see now why I converted to be a lesbian. It's all one and the same. The whole stories, it all falls into the same bucket.
It certainly does.
Yeah.
Equipped with pressure sensors and actuators, the device is said to be able to mimic a real kiss by replicating the pressure, movement, and temperature of a user's lips.
So if I give a good smooch,
the
person on the other end is going to feel the pressure.
I guess.
Can I slip in a tongue?
I don't know.
Give a little Frenchie.
Well, along with the kissing motion, it can also transmit the sound the user makes.
Oh.
However, while many social media users saw a funny side to the device, others criticized it as vulgar and creepy. God damn it. Oh.
You know, like you got to be open minded. Like Big B and I said, we're the guys now that tell the kids to get off our lawns. But at this point in the game, we got to get, accepting. Can't be Archie Bunker anymore.
I like Archie Bunker. Some voiced concerns that minors could buy it and use it. I don't understand the device, but I'm utterly shocked, said one top comment on Weibo. On the Twitter like
Weibo.
That is their Twitter like platform, because in China they have very, very extremely strict rules on social medias and all this. Everything has to be state run. So Weibo is a state run Twitter.
So the person actually said,
yes, something like that.
Yeah, and they translated it on Google. I got you. Okay.
On the Twitter-like platform, several hashtags about the device have racked up hundreds of millions of views over the past week. To send a kiss, users need to download a mobile phone app and plug the device into their phone's charging port. After pairing with their partners in the app, couples can start a video call and transmit replicas of their smooches to each other.
This is like a cross between Grindr and Snapchat.
According to China's state-run Global Times, the invention has been patented by the Changzhou Vocational Institute of Mechatronic Technology.
Vocational Institute.
Vocational Institute of Mechatronic Technology.
Are they the same ones that created COVID?
I wouldn't be surprised.
All right.
In my university, I was in a long-distance relationship with my girlfriend, so we only had contact with each other through the phone. That's where the inspiration of the device originated. Jiang Zhongli, the leader of the inventor of the design, was cited as saying by the Global Times. It said Jiang had applied for a patent in 2019, but the patent ended in January 2023, and Jiang now hoped someone else could expand on and perfect the design.
There's got to be a market for it.
So I have an observation.
I mean, there's Second Life. We talked about all this AI. There's got to be a market for this where if all you want to do is touch lips, here you go.
Now, that's basically the end of the story. There's a little bit more to it. There's nothing else. So I have an observation. In all of the modern technological history, and I'm talking in the past 30, 40 years.
Right. Since the Industrial Revolution.
Well, the Industrial Revolution was in 1850, whatever. In the past 30, 40 years, all new technologies have been early adopted by one industry. Do we know? Can you guess what that industry is?
The tech industry.
No.
No.
All new technologies have been early adopted by one industry, and that industry is the porno industry.
Oh, okay.
They were the first to take advantage of video when it came out.
This would do well with Pornhub, by the way. Great idea.
And this is where I'm getting at. So this little thing is supposed to be a kiss. But what happens when some horny guy puts it on their dick and rubs it around?
Yeah.
What happens on the other end?
No idea. She convulses.
I mean, is she holding it up and kind of moving her lips to it? This is a new way to have phone sex.
It's a freaking new age glory hole.
A new age glory hole. Hold while I write things
down.
This
is fantastic. You thought you could escape my dastardly advances, you bitch.
And it would, and it could, the girls could put it on their nether regions.
Their hoo-ha.
Their hoo-ha, not to be, so we're not vulgar about it. Guys can put it on their dicks. Girls can put it on their hoo-has.
And
they could go to town.
As we spell the alphabet with our tongue, it would vibrate.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's already available, Short Size says. It
probably is.
And this is the next generation of sex, long distance sex.
Right. And the only thing is Short Size right. There's sex dolls, there's vibrators, there's pocket vaginas, there's you ever see those feet with the vagina in them? Those are kind of cool. Anyway,
what? Did you just say those feet with a vagina in them?
Yeah, because we do this show, I get all kinds of weird Google ads. But anyway, this ties it in, kind of like a virtual reality. You put those fucking things on your face.
Oh my God.
It's like a flight simulator, but it's sex.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
I was just going to say where you used to have to get a phone card and call your person, your lover, long distance, and talk over the rotary telephone.
Right, and she'd be there. I'm touching you, and now I'm doing this. And hopefully you're holding your phone in the right hand because the other one's greasy. Not that I ever did that, because I just saw it on documentaries.
Sure, you saw it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Short Size says Android fleshlights will end us all.
This is.
I have to write that down as a show note because that is brilliant. Android fleshlights will end us all.
And Isby is also correct. Sex sells. This will probably be our most popular show of all time. If you guys like sex, well, Big B's writing that down. What do you see what happened to this poor porn star? Yes, we are going into the pornography industry, and this gentleman does make porn for a living, and he had a very unfortunate situation, as Big B is about to tell us. And I wish this is one I'd actually watch because I'd like to see his reaction.
Short Size, please get ready to get very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I was reading this.
Hold your nether regions, folks.
Hold your nether regions.
Cross your legs.
Next story comes from the New York Post. Headline reads, porn star Liam Ellis suffers debilitating penis injury during the shoot. A reformed drug dealer, a bike gang member has broken his penis during a porn shoot.
Would you call this karma? I mean, he's a bike gang leader. He's a villain.
But he was trying to do right.
He I don't know if it's right, but he was trying to do something.
Well, no, he was trying to get his life right. You'll hear in the story. He was trying to get his life right. Liam Ellis.
I'm trying to get my life right. I think I'll go in the porn industry.
Liam Ellis from Perth told the West Australian how he has turned his life around since serving more than 4 years in prison for drug offenses. The 34-year-old started selling drugs to pay off his tax debt, but has found a new career path since leaving jail and quitting his gang.
Has he not heard of OnlyFans?
It's pornography. Well, it's the same thing. We're still doing porn. Since then, Ellis has had sex with hundreds of females, so many that he has lost count. He made the big time after performing in a scene alongside Married at First Sight star Haley Vernon. But he is now out of the game for the next month or two after suffering an excruciating injury on the job.
He's on LTIR, ladies and gentlemen.
He's on LLTIR, long-term IR. He explained that he felt something go while filming a particularly energetic scene. I didn't think anything of it at the time, but a while later, it turned completely black.
Oh,
he said, referring to his genitals.
Yes.
I did some Googling, and it was pretty obvious I had something called a penile fracture. Ellis underwent surgery and has been prescribed a drug to stop him from becoming too excited, which would put him in real trouble.
Reverse Viagra.
Basically, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He added that he has enjoyed his new career, which came after a short time working in the offshore oil and gas industry, and that there is more money in OnlyFans than in oil.
This guy's lived more in his short life than we will ever attain to.
And he's done a lot.
Yeah.
I really love acting and seeing a script come to life, he said in his new passion. Earlier this month, adult film performer Kieran Lee revealed he accidentally put Australian porn star Angela White in the hospital after filming a scene.
This guy's dangerous.
By the way, that's Angela White.
Hang on a minute. We're getting our main camera here.
There you go.
Oh,
that's Angela White.
She is well endowed as well.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Lee, who has starred in nearly 7,000 adult films, expressed his disbelief at the turn of events when his on-set performance with White resulted in her falling ill. According to Lee, the pair were filming a scene together for over an hour when he noticed something was wrong. A few days later, Lee learned that White had returned to her home in Australia after complaining of abdominal pain. Upon seeing a doctor, White was informed that her appendix had ruptured during the scene, which could have proved fatal. While we were shooting content and we were going active, we were going at it for like over an hour, he said. After that, I'm like, see you, sweetheart. Lovely day. I've gone home. Then found out 2 days later she had gone back home to Australia. She said her stomach's hurting and had to go see a doctor. Apparently, her appendix burst in the scene, which could have killed her.
Broken penis, appendix burst, Guinness World Record. Nowhere else has that happened, and nowhere else have you heard this story.
That's right. When asked by podcast host Ryan Pownell if the injury was due to Lee's genitalia, the award-winning performer was quick to deflect, speculating that the position they were in might have caused the injury.
So be very careful, ladies and gentlemen. You might be ready to pass a stone or appendicitis. You might be very careful. Stick to the basics.
Oh, my God.
Leave it to the pros. Uh-oh. We got an oh, my God.
So I didn't read this far down. Very rarely do I read the entire story because I get what I need to get from the story and know where it should go.
Right.
However, the incident was not a one-sided affair, as Lee revealed that White eventually got her revenge during a subsequent scene. So after she had her appendix burst and all that, they filmed another scene together later.
Oh, so yeah. This was not a one-time shoot.
I guess not. No.
Okay, got you. So it's like when you're making a movie. It's like a major Hollywood production. All right, that looked great. My balls are sore. Let's get together again in a week.
Something like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The performer was badly injured after White suffered from lockjaw and accidentally bit down on Lee's testicle, leaving him in what he called the most painful experience from his time in the industry.
So
Holy Christ.
He had a fractured penis.
This dude had a fractured penis. This other dude.
Oh, I thought we're all talking about the same story here.
No, it was two stories. That one story led to the other story within the same story in the post.
This is why I dance with lesbians and go home and everything's okay. I return to work on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now those of you that have been with us for a while will remember the original time, and this is going to be a big. We're not going to get into talking FLA because we got to squeeze Jolitz in. Which
now, should we do Jolitz first and end with this,
and then come back?
Because this is a saga that's been going on for a while.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah. I'll run with that. Let me get that out of there. And yeah, because Mike Jolitz, like we said, ladies and gentlemen, puts a lot of work into it. I don't know how many of you are on Twitter, but Mike Jolitz, he is the Twitter king, and he follows all the famous people and all the threads and chin chin, short side. Here's Mike Jolitz Twitter shits, and we'll get back with our final story of the night.
Now, it's time for another edition of Twitter Shits with Mike Jolitz.
Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads the fucking shit. All right. All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Twitter Shits. Yes, guys, it is the Twitter Shits. I am back. And on today's Twitter Shits, I have a tweet from Occupy Democrats. So there's a picture of Trump taking a drink of water or something, and then there's a picture of Biden standing next to the president of the Ukraine, Zelensky. So next to Trump, it says, hides in his bunker during protests. By the Biden picture, goes to Ukraine in the middle of a war. Mm-hmm. All right, so Twitter erupted into a frenzy, and I enjoyed every second of it. At Belinda Dummy tweeted, flag on the play, unnecessary Trump reference. Mizzleneck tweeted out, I've been recently told that 60 Secret Service members were injured by protesters as they rushed Trump to the bunker. At Hard Sucker tweeted, to be fair, he doesn't know he's in Ukraine, does he? At Need More Beer tweeted, the only reason he went to Ukraine is to pick up his 10% of the tax money he gave them. At Reggaeton tweeted, made sure air raid sirens sound as he left his meeting, then trips upstairs to Air Force One. So much to be proud of. At Richard Knitz tweeted, had to pick up Hunter and his checks. At Sir Dix the Pounder tweeted, wasn't Biden in his basement his entire campaign? At Why the Chicken Crossed the Road tweeted, those Vogue photographers were very brave too during that photo shoot, I guess. I don't know what that means. At Skidmark tweeted, the Secret Service won't protect Biden the same way though. At Derek Demand tweeted, yeah, nice try. Kudos for your efforts on this one. Maybe next time you'll get it one step at a time. The Gray Human tweeted, falls down the steps of Air Force One again, live on camera and on Polish national television. At Benny Hill tweeted, one went to East Palestine to show support. One doesn't even know Ohio had a town with that name. At Poot Toot tweeted, hides in bunker during protest that he wanted the National Guard to stop. I wonder who that is. At Scott Steven tweeted, no one was more surprised to arrive in the Ukraine than Mr. Biden. The handlers told him it was a party at George Clooney's house. And finally, in the Twitter shits, is a meme of Captain Picard pointing off screen to the right. The caption reads, there's the door. Now get the fuck out. That does it for the Twitter shits for this show. You guys have a great week. Later. Bye-bye.
Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads the fucking shit. All right. All right.
Mike Jolitz, we don't understand Twitter like he does. I mean, we use it and we read it and get a lot of headlines and stuff from it, but he is a Twitter guy. He's a Twitter expert.
And the work he puts into to pulling out the best of the responses is tremendous.
Yeah, and we appreciate it. Twitter shits, everybody. Doesn't always happen every week, but we try to bring it to you as frequently as possible. All right, as Big B was saying, our closing story of the night, we're going a little bit over, but that's okay. We originally reported about a woman who married a ragdoll, and they had a child. In this story, Again, I'm going to use the same sound effect. Well, and I also believe the guy was cheating on her or something. I don't remember. We cover so much, right?
Yeah, there was yes, there was a story that they were on vacation and he was cheating on her on vacation. This is a doll, by the way.
Yeah, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is a full-size rag doll, and this woman married the rag doll, which is fine. We've covered women have married trees, women have married themselves. Lots of various things have happened along the scope of this, but they had a little rag doll baby. Didn't even come out partially human, just completely ragdoll. The
Just
ragdoll,
completely ragdoll. We
ragdoll
see
had
what
strong genes.
we see where the dominant genes lie.
Yes.
The final story of the night comes from the Daily Mail. Headline reads: New twist in the Toy Story. Brazilian woman with a ragdoll husband claims their child has been kidnapped and held hostage.
Ransom.
A woman who married a ragdoll has launched a desperate bid to find their ragdoll child after he was kidnapped. Maverone Rocha Moraes,
just do it.
Who married the love of her life named Marcelo.
Oh, I remember now. See, now that you said Marcelo, it's all coming back to me now.
Following their first meeting 8 months ago, has claimed baby Marcelino is being held hostage by captors who are demanding.
Excuse me.
Who guess how much they are demanding? Now, this is a hostage situation, a kidnapping. This has to be a high dollar demand. Guess how much they are demanding?
50,000 rupee.
161 pounds.
About $200.
About $200.
Yeah.
The concerned mother from Brazil revealed the worrying development following a roller coaster romance with the ragdoll, which has also involved a cheating scandal, which we alluded to.
We covered that, ladies and gentlemen. You got to go back. We're not doing it again.
As she waits to hear news on her baby son, do you have something ready?
Oh, hang on a minute. I haven't used this in a while. I think I still
I will
got
let
it.
you know when.
Am I ready?
As she waits to hear news.
It happened where? On TikTok.
Was I too quick?
You were way. I normally let you know. You were way too. The
You
past few
said
weeks
you
you were
ready.
I said I did not say we were ready.
All right, let's do a retake.
All right. Do you have it ready?
Yes, I did.
Okay. As she waits to hear news on her baby son's whereabouts, she posted a.
It happened where? On TikTok.
A TikTok video of herself putting up flyers in her neighborhood urging people to come forward if they have any information. Meanwhile, the helpless mother who has quit working while she searches for her son revealed she is terrified after receiving a video of her son sat in a corner of an abandoned building earlier this week. Navarone said, "There's part of me worried they will set him on fire."
Just like the scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. What's the one thing that's going to happen to you? Flames. Nothing else can destroy this thing.
Now remember, her husband is also a ragdoll.
Right.
I can't sleep. Marcelo, who's the husband, is up all night calling out his son's name.
So the other, oh my God, this would be a great movie. If Jackass can make a movie, so can we. Marcelino.
Well, apparently there's more to the family. And I don't think I remember that there's more to the family.
No.
Diego and Carol.
Who are they?
are sad because they can't understand where their brother is.
Okay, wait a minute. I didn't know they were fucking like chiclets. Okay, so now there's 3 of them. I knew
I
there was
guess.
one. I knew there was one, but
Revealing she is terrified.
Marcelino.
Revealing she is terrified, she said the stress and worry is all too much. She claims she and Marcelo have enlisted a group of friends and family to scour the streets looking for their youngest child.
Could you imagine bringing Marcelo, whatever the husband's
Oh,
name
my
is, to the bank to get a mortgage?
So just so we're clear, this is the girl and Marcelo.
Marcelo, beautiful wedding it was, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed it when we covered it,
There's Marcelino.
yeah.
And if you notice, she's in medical scrubs.
Right. And
as
where's
if she
Diego?
actually gave
What,
birth to this thing.
when did Diego and the other one come into it? Did they adopt them from Toys R Us?
I have no idea. I don't remember them ever being said. There she is putting up flyers for the lost Marcelino.
There's, okay. There's someone for everyone. That's all I can say. There's someone for everyone. Marcelino.
She added, I just love him so much. I'm left here thinking are they giving him a bath? Are they giving him clean milk? Are they taking good care of him?
What is dirty milk exactly?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Deep down, my mother's intuition is telling me he's fine, but I just don't know what is happening. Meverone, who is the sole breadwinner of the family, you think? The rest of the family is.
I wonder what Marcelo would do. Well, Marcelo could hold a sign outside a pizza place.
I guess stand in as fucking Andy for Raggedy Ann.
Right. He could be a mannequin at Sears.
She's the sole breadwinner of the family. Revealed she has given up work while she searches for her son, as the captors demand 7,000 in Brazilian real.
Is there GoFundMe for this?
Well, in her bid to find Marcelino, the mother has uploaded videos of herself putting up missing persons posters on her social media accounts. In one video, get this, which has over 990,000 views on TikTok.
And you guys, I guarantee you, I'm going to post this story about Bigby and I talking about this. We're going to put it on TikTok. And we're going to get 400 views. I don't understand.
990,000 views of the video of her sitting with her husband, the stuffed animal, as they announced the devastating news.
Due respect, it's Marcelo.
Commenting on the video, one person said, "This mother's despair is heartbreaking." Another added that, in contrast, Marcelo seemed very calm about his missing son.
So,
oh my God, I hope they find him, said another follower.
So are they thinking Marcelo is calm? He may be the guy. Hang on.
This is the loving couple right here.
Look at Marcelo. He's a great guy.
Oh, he's wonderful. Yes.
Marcelo and Marcelino.
Oh my God.
Do you think she laid in bed and said, honey, what should we call our child? And did she have cravings before Marcelino arrived? I have so many questions.
Meverone announced last summer that she had welcomed her third child with her ragdoll husband just as the pair returned home from their honeymoon in Rio de Janeiro. She, quote unquote, gave birth in just 35 minutes at home with a doctor and a nurse on site while live streaming the event to an audience of 200 people. Speaking about labor, she said, "I didn't feel the contractions in pain." No shit. It's a fucking stuffed animal.
I can't find this girl on TikTok. Where is she?
I don't know. It doesn't give her name. Despite it being physically impossible, she claims that it was like a real birth. Seeing the placenta and the umbilical cord and the blood made it all real. I don't know where the umbilical cord, the placenta, or the blood came from. It's a fucking stuffed animal. It didn't come from your innards, you dumb bitch. Oh my God.
It's a fucking stuffed animal.
You're as real as Snuffleupagus. Shut up.
Excuse me.
He was here in 35 minutes, and he is great. It really upsets me when people say this is fake. It makes me so angry. I'm a woman of character. My father and my mother taught me to be honest, to be a good person, and not to want to take advantage of anything. That's the end of that story.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, great, and I hope we hear more from this family, because I talk a lot about doing radio dramas and stuff like that, and I know we got the one in the works with Mike Jolitz, but God, it would be absolutely fantastic to do something with this. All right, hang on a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta upload the show picture again. Yeah, fun show tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Covered a lot of stuff with you. We let you into our personal lives. We didn't get to Florida, but what we do is we store those Florida stories in the cabinet, and I guarantee you we'll be talking FLA next week. Now's the time when we choose the name of the show. I don't really have a lot. I've got Nobody is a Nazi. There was like 10 of them in a row. I couldn't break them down quick enough. This is way too long to be anything, but I loved it when Isbia said, men showing their ding dong is just ugly. I also wrote down $500 marionettes.
Oh, there you go.
I kind of lost. I just kind of lost it. I also wrote down the sea of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote down a baby Marcelino. Just got a great ring to it. But my nominee from the show name, ladies and gentlemen, came just a few minutes ago when I heard you're as real as Snuffleupagus.
Is that too long for a show name?
No.
It's not. Okay.
I guess Snuffleupagus is a really long name, but I absolutely love that. You're as real as Snuffleupagus, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never had children, you've never watched Sesame Street, a artificial character named Big Bird had an imaginary friend named Snuffleupagus.
Yes.
So if you want to talk about Twilight Zone, there you go.
I must say I like that too. As if it's not too long for a show name, I do like that.
I don't think it would be too long. I don't know how long it takes to spell Snuffleupagus, but I have to Google that. Anyway, you must have 5.
I have 6.
6. Okay, it was close.
I'll give you the first one that absolutely should be a show note from Short Sigh. Android fleshlights will end us all.
Okay, so I remember that. Android fleshlights.
Fleshlights. For those of you that don't know what a fleshlight is, it's a flashlight with a fucking vagina on it. Just like DK and his feet vagina. This is a flashlight with a vagina on it so you can fuck a flashlight. It's called a fleshlight.
Okay. Number 2.
Number 2, going back to your lesbian story, migrating on me.
Migrating on me? That's a good reading on me. Okay.
Then you said, I think I'm a lesbian.
I felt like one.
Then going to our naked wedding, you said you don't care. She can show her fish. Now, my runner-up for show name, and this was going to be my show name nominee until we went further into the show. But of course, you called yourself an undercover lesbian.
That's a good one, isn't it?
Undercover lesbian. That was going to be my nomination for show name. Until we started talking about modern technology out of China, and you deemed it a new age glory hole.
Yeah, I like that one. We'll fit undercover lesbian and Snuffleupagus into the show notes. A new age glory hole, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we had a lot of fun today. And I'm going to say it one more time as we close out the show. I looked at the stories. There's not a lot. And normally when I think the stories are good, sometimes they fizzle out, right?
Right.
But when you think there's not a lot comes from it. Oh,
You always make something out of nothing.
Oh, new age glory hole. For those of you that like hockey, we're live Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern on Pucks and Pints. If not, we will see you next Friday.
Later.
Oh, I'm out of breath. I've laughed too much.
Thank you to all the listeners on our affiliate stations. To find out more, check out Cave Crew Radio on Facebook and Twitter.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here!
Go. Just go. Get out. Get the hell out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
For every one new regulation, 2 old regulations must be eliminated.